Good morning, world. Yes. Hey, this morning the video was a remix, but it got done. And so, yes. Hello and good morning, world, and welcome back to yet another fun-filled episode here with us on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. As we embark upon what will be another great episode this morning, we thank you all for chopping it up with us, and we thank you in advance for a time that will be had. And so, yes, world, we are back like a shark attack, back like we left something, back like we ain't got no clothes on our back. For the world is a better place when the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast is taking place. And so, thank you for tuning in with us this morning as we converse about the latest sports topics that have taken place in this past week and will be upcoming this week. It is always the blast to have you all tune in to participate with us every weekend. As a reminder, we always like to remind our audience that the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast can be found on Facebook via our two Facebook pages, on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast community page, as well as our own Early Morning Sports Talk podcast Facebook page. And so we have a community page, and then we have our Early Morning Sports Talk podcast Facebook page. On Instagram at the Early Morning Sports Talk POD, again on IG at the Early Morning Sports Talk POD, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify as the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, as well as our own Facebook pages via Brandon Price, Jamar Goodman, Ian Jones, Jake Nikilong, Tiana Vincent, as well as our guests for that weekend. Today is December 7th of 2024. We have seen yet again another fascinating week in the sports world, where we saw Chicago Bears make a change at the head coaching position, naming Thomas Brown as the interim head coach for the rest of this NFL season and leaving all eyes on the development of franchise quarterback Caleb Williams and seeing how he will progress with Thomas Brown as the head coach, and Thomas Brown actually getting a wonderful opportunity to close out the season. Additionally, we saw the Los Angeles Lakers head into a serious slump, losing a number of games that have not been competitive and losing some close ones and leaving others to truly wonder if something is going on in that organization, the locker room, or perhaps with LeBron James. We would additionally see that the football world come down on the Houston Texans linebacker, Mr. Shazier's, my name for him, as well as the organization after the head coach, D'Amico Ryans, as well as the owner publicly defended their fellow coworker after a violent season-ending hit that left Jacksonville Jaguars quarterback Trevor Lawrence down on the field for a full 5 minutes and leading to a huge scuffle between both of these football teams that resulted in ejections, tempers flaring, and many sports fans debating. And lastly, we saw Chicago Blackhawks fire Luke Richardson after 3 seasons and naming Anders Sorensen as the interim head coach, whom led the Rockford IceHogs to a lot of previous success in the AHL, which is known as the American Hockey League. So yes, the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, we show love to all sports. So with that being said, introducing my brother from another mother, my partner here on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, Mr. Jamar Goodman. Mr. Jamar Goodman, bro, it's been forever. Good morning, bro. How are you?
Dude, I'm good, man. We missed you last week. You know, we held it down though, but definitely missed your presence, man. Feelings mutual, brother.
Yeah, man. I was in a damn warehouse watching y'all debating to myself in the warehouse.
Dude,
listening to Jake give all his takes on stuff. Man, it was crazy.
Dude, sound like
shout out to my big brother, by the way, y'all. Hey man, I was doing what I had to do, Jamar, to get cash in euros.
Dude, I'm gonna say,
but it was like being like that warehouse was hot, man. I'm like, what am I doing with my life here?
Dude, Brandon said, "Just give me my money." Bro. He said, "Just give me my money."
Like, we got to do what we got to do, fellas. We got to do what we got to do, man, to keep that food on the table, man. So,
blink twice if you're okay.
Like send a DM.
Yeah, and so yeah, man, it was unique watching y'all last week, but man, we back like a shark attack. So let's go, fellas. And so, additionally, introducing our brother this morning, joining us here on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, Mystic Jacques, aka Jake. Thanks, bro, for joining us as you always do. How are you this morning, sir?
I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed just for God waking me up this morning. I just want to thank y'all.
Absolutely.
Yes, yes, yes. Praise the Lord. Yes, yes, yes. And so, fellas, with that being said, let us head into our topics for this morning. And so, as we always do, I don't know if this is misery or not misery, but Jamar, good news. You see, it's not Chicago Bears miserable recap anymore, and I'm assuming that it's not because Matt Eberflus is not at the anymore. So it graduated to the Chicago Bears recap. And so, with that being said, bro, I'm sure you talked about it last week, but we got to talk about it this week because the Bears and Thomas Brown will play tomorrow. So, your thoughts, bro, on the recap? Anything you stated from last week? Where are you with everything?
Look, it feel even though the season is pretty much a wrap based on the record, but it feels like a breath of fresh air at the same time. Knowing Matt Eberflus is never stepping foot in that building, knowing that his access key has been revoked, has been denied. This man's getting escorted off the premises. It definitely feels like a new start here, and look, I mean the Bears' record is what their record is. And yeah, I would say a vast majority of it was on the coaching, but at the same time, the players, no matter if it's Thomas Brown, no matter if it's Bill Belichick, no matter if it's Sean McVay, no matter if it's Matt Eberflus, no matter if it's Brandon Price, like the players still got to go out there and execute. They got to go out there and play too. I understand, Caleb was a rookie, but during the course of this year, there's been some easy throws that he just missed before. There's times where players not playing as hard as they should. I mean, we talked about it with DJ Moore. There's times where players not focused. Tyreek Stevenson, that whole debacle a few weeks ago. But at the end of the day, knowing that the person that's leading this team is someone that looks like he holds people accountable. He came out with his sayings in the press conference. There's 3 types of abilities. I'm trying to remember all of them. I know it's accountability, dependability, and it was some reliability, something like that, something other sort.
Something that stood out for me too, bro. That stood out for me too, Jamar, when I read that.
Yeah, dude. I'm at work. I was sneaking and listening to the press conference live a couple of times this week with him on there, just to see what the vibes are. And I was telling Jake last week that his mannerisms. Well, I'm trying to just paraphrase it, but it reminds me of Tomlin, based on how his attitude is. I mean, of course, the results are completely night and day, but nevertheless, it's just more so how he goes about it, the approach. And everything that I keep hearing and reading, the players love it. The players respond to this guy. It's nothing but positive vibes. And you hear him talk, he just wins you over at the podium, and it's like no nonsense type deal. It's like we out here to win games. We out here to prepare as hard as we can. Just all the right things. So now at the end of the day, we're gonna find out tomorrow if this team really responds to him. If this team goes out and executes. I mean, the Niners, their season is disappointing this far, but that's still a juggernaut of a team, in my opinion. That team, even without Christian McCaffrey, even without Brandon Ayuk, they still have weapons all over the place. So that's no
It was
easy
the
task.
Madden curse.
Right.
Hey, I blame it on the Madden curse. I blame it. I blame it on the Madden curse.
Well, we gonna get into Jake's Niners. We're gonna get into Jake's Niners a little bit later. Because it's interesting. But the good thing about Jake's Niners, and we'll get into them later, is Jake, that division is wide open as hell. Like all 4 teams are still in the running for that division. So the Niners got a lot to play for.
They definitely do.
Got a lot to play for. They
And
got
the
a lot
last
to
thing,
play for, so they trying to come out and take care of the Bears tomorrow. They trying to come out and take care of them, like really. And so it's gonna be very interesting on the road up in San Francisco. But Jake, we talking about the Bears right now, bro. And so, what's your thoughts, man, on the firing of Matt Eberflus? And now we got Thomas Brown leading the helm.
I feel like that's just one head of the Hydra. The other head of the Hydra is that old lady. She gotta go. Just just like Jerry Jones, she got to go. Like I just feel like Matt Eberflus was just the first step. The next step
Right.
is we got a clean house. I feel like the house has to be clean, and besides the house have to be clean, you have to let the general manager do his job. I feel like it's too much. I feel like that old lady still got too much dip on her tip, thinking she could run the organization like she used to. She can't do that no more.
Right.
She got to let it go and let times be the times. Like we in a new age. We just can't win off defense and an okay quarterback.
Right.
We can't do that no more.
Right.
We can't do that no more. So I pray that the offense looks way better tomorrow, that his play calling would be not like we playing Madden and we playing like a 7-year-old. We doing screens all day. You know what I'm saying? Wide receiver tunnels and all this other stuff. We are built, the Bears' whole identity is run the ball down their throat and we get some good passes. But we have a generational quarterback in Caleb. And
so you on that train there, Jake? You on that train now? You believe in him?
I don't believe in him, but I see the talent. I can see the talent. I ain't gonna say I believe in him now because it was bad coaching. I've been saying bad coaching for the last 2 years when Justin Fields was there, and nobody never believed me. But
no, I believe you. I've been saying it with you, Jake.
Man, I ain't talking about you. It's them other fans that's out there. I ain't trying to point no elbows, but it's a lot of people out there in this sports community that really believe that Justin Fields was the problem. But let's hit no there. We gonna move to the future. I see the talent in Caleb. I just feel like we the only thing that we are really missing for real is the offensive line. If we could get a real offensive line, the sky's the limit. The sky's the limit.
Yeah.
Besides that, we need some more safeties. We need some more safeties and some outside linebackers and some D tackles.
Yeah.
And we'll be okay.
Yeah, Owen's been getting exposed, as y'all notice. Y'all notice Owen's been getting exposed so much. He didn't get exposed a number of them games.
I mean, there's a reason why he's a reserve.
Right, Jamar. He's a good special team, huh?
The reason why he's a reserve. Like, we miss Brisker. Like, Brisker needs to be healthy and get out there.
Right. Yeah, man. Yeah. And so, Jonathan Owens married to Simone Biles, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a good thing, but on the other hand,
that's bogus.
On that football field, you know what I'm saying? He getting exposed out there, man. And, them defense has been attacking him a lot. And so,
he should just play in the nickel.
He's a reserve.
He should play in the nickel and blitz. Like, he ain't no cover safety. He not no cover safety.
Right. But right. Yeah, he bad on the cover. And so it's like but that's coaching. That's coaching, Jamar. That boy's not a coaching. And so man, for those that are watching, good morning to Kevin, good morning to Dwayne, etc. What Matt Eberflus is gone. Y'all agree with that? Like, how y'all feel about that? Like, it's what now is
we should have had a party in Hallis Hall. That's what happened. we should have. Yeah, we should have threw
So
a
you said
party in Hallis
we should have
Hall.
all went outside.
Yeah, we should have pulled up to Hallis
Yeah,
Hall,
man.
had a bottle of champagne, and threw a party.
Man, I would have went. On the real, I would have went, man. So, like yeah, Matt Eberflus is out of there, but fellas, I must say this. I'm excited for Thomas Brown, and I'm excited for Thomas Brown because it's been a wave of young coaches in the NFL lately, and with him being what 38, Jamar, 38,
Something like that, yeah.
young guy gonna bring a lot of good energy, gonna bring a lot of passion, and it's just very interesting that the old lady she finally hired a brother because we haven't had a brother as a head coach for the Bears since Lovey, and you know I don't know if it was just because of what he did lately with Caleb, or was it because the fans been screaming since Lovey left it's been a Lovey curse.
I think it's more
It's a
so
little
they
bit of
just.
both.
I think the players just really respond to the guy, which you don't
Right.
see too
And
often.
so right. And so they intelligently responded to a man that had the momentum, had the team, etc. Now let me ask you this, fellas, before we move on to the next topic, which is NFL reactions and overreactions. Ben Johnson, Jake, and Jamar is the offensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions. He's been a name that's been mentioned for the Bears. Jamar, let me ask you, bro, do you break your neck to go get this guy from Detroit? Because I've been hearing he's a very, very, very hot candidate, and a lot of people believe he'll be a great head coach. What do you do if Thomas Brown does well with this team, bro? If Thomas Brown does well with this team, do you keep Thomas Brown or do you go get Ben Johnson from the Detroit Lions? What do you do?
It's tough because when you say does well, that does not, that doesn't just constitute, them, going 5-0 for the last 5 games. It's more than that. It's more so like, is there improvement? Is there effort? Is this team really like playing lights out to the potential that it need to be played? Is the offense working a lot easier to move the ball and score points? Is the defense actually, starting to stop the run and play for each other? Like just things like that. Because I mean, if that's the case, then it is. Then I feel like at that point it's a double-edged sword because knowing the Bears' luck, they let him go. He gets another opportunity elsewhere. He becomes the sensational coach of one of the fits that tier of young coaches that's just been on fire. Or the Bears hire him, and all of a sudden it was a smoke screen, and he turns out to be terrible. So it's like, yeah, dude, it's tough. But what I will say is though, somebody like Ben Johnson. So to my understanding, from what he wants, if he was to come to Chicago or any other team, if a place is dysfunctional, the team will have to admit that and see what they're going to do to fix that. Like the team has to show some humility before he would even consider it. I'm just throwing that out there.
Wow.
And,
okay. So,
and I don't. And in the Bears' history, they have never done anything like that. So, but if that's besides the point, and if we're just talking about him as a coach, I mean, from an offensive standpoint, great. I just want to know, can he lead a room? Can 53 men follow what he's saying? Can they buy into what he's selling? That's basically what it comes down to at this point. Because I mean, the Bears go out here and be cute and fancy, but it turns out to be like, great value merchandise instead of the brand, like, durable, like reliable, like people. They got cute with Tressman. Like, oh yeah, he's the offensive coach. He's from the Canadian Football League. You thought that was gonna work well? Oh, we got Mac
Right.
Nagy. He's under the Andy Reid tree. After the
Right.
first, handful of games in the first year, it went downhill quick. They had a chance for Harbaugh. They didn't even try. And then you hear the report that
Right.
Harbaugh really wanted to go to the Bears, or it was another organization. He ended up in the Chargers. It was just the Bears forever getting their own way with some of these things. So, but yeah, to answer your question, it's just, can he do the job? Can Ben Johnson lead group of men? Can Thomas Brown really be that guy? So,
Yeah, Jake, what's your thoughts on this, bro? Like, if Thomas Brown does well for the rest of the season, do you keep him or do you go get who is the hottest name right now as a potential head coach, the Detroit Lions offensive coordinator Ben Johnson? If Thomas Brown does well, what do you do? Do you keep Thomas or do you still go get Ben Johnson from Detroit?
So the problem with that is not about. I don't think it's about him coaching. It's about play calling. You know, the Bears already a debacle.
Okay.
The top are already off.
Mm-hmm.
They you know what I'm saying, the season over with. The thing is, can we see this offense move? You know what I'm saying? So the last couple games, we always have this second half surge, but never a first half like anything.
Right.
So
Yeah.
to me, I feel like he's just there for the moment. But if he does great, I say we keep him on the coaching staff. But can he lead the 50-man showdown? And besides the 53-man, you know what I'm saying, he got to have his own coaching staff. So it's a 50-50. Like, yeah, he might do amazing. But then with that amazing, like, who can he hire as his coaching staff? He a nobody. Like, who's going to go and say, hey, I want to go coach with him with the Chicago Bears?
Right.
So
right. That's
with the big name out of Detroit, is more so like, all right, you know what he about. He's about downhill running. He's about a lot of play action.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you see Jared Goff do. And you know what I'm saying? He like hitting people in the mouth. He loves hitting people in the mouth. And that's the Bears. That is the Bears DNA. We want to run the ball down your throat, and we want to hit you in the mouth. So I feel like besides Dan Campbell, I feel like we just need an identity back. So I'm not saying that hiring him would be a bad idea or a bad thing, but I say we test the waters. And I ain't saying we gonna hire him like ASAP, but I still say we need to check some things out because we haven't even found our own identity yet. So the hiring of the offensive coordinator out of Detroit will be a step, but it's so many names out there. We had King Cliffsbury who wanted to come. Like Jamar said, we had Harbaugh, and he used to play for the Bears. He was the quarterback for the Bears. So again, I'm gonna say what I reiterated, that old lady needs to go sit down and go shut up somewhere because her input is not cool. I don't care if it's her son or whoever that she hired under her that's making the decision. They need to shut the hell up and let people actually run the team. But at the end of the day, I feel like if we go get the big fish, and if he do well these last 3-4 games, I say we just keep him on the staff because he had a lot of input and he relates to the players.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And so it's very interesting. Test the waters, see how he do. Thomas Brown is the head coach. Ben Johnson definitely doing some great things in Detroit. They got an identity for sure. And they're winning. And he's a very hot name. He has an identity. You mentioned that his identity goes with the Bears' identity. That's been our traditional identity. Run the ball, pound you, physical football, etc. We'll see. Ben Johnson, you mentioned the play calling. He calls some great plays up in Detroit. I think he's a master play caller. And so we're gonna see how this thing play out. But he's been mentioned, but we wish him the best for Thomas Brown for sure. It'd be really, really nice to see what he does. And so with that being said, we want to ask the world, support this scream. This is something that's very important. We have merchandise, we have things that we are doing, and we need your support. And so take a look right there on the screen, support this screen. We have very, very good merchandise. Jamar has put together some gorgeous hoodies you could wear, that you could rock for Christmas, that you could rock at any time. Support this screen, hit that QR code. It'll take you to our Venmo, and allow you to purchase what you need to purchase or just give so that we can continue to do what we need to do at the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. And so, fellas, let us now head into our NFL reactions and overreactions. And so, first, gentlemen, curious, is it an overreaction to think that after the NFL announced that the Houston Texans linebacker, and I just call him Mr. Shazier, will be suspended for 3 games, that this suspension is right, that is just right, after the previous offenses that this football player has committed? And so, in other words, is this 3-game suspension, is it just enough? Do you feel like it should have been more? Do you feel like it should have been less? Jamar, is it an overreaction to think that the suspension of 3 games is? What's your thoughts?
That's fine by me. In the in our group chat, I expressed my feelings with some colorful language.
Mm-hmm.
And I doubled down on it. I said what I said. This dude's a clown. This dude has been pushing the envelope all year, and he just happened to do it. He just happened to have this play with the wrong prototype at quarterback. If you get what I'm saying, you got Trevor Lawrence, who's known as Sunshine, who is known as Pretty Boy, the one that when the year he was drafted, they spent a good 20 to 30 minutes before he was drafted just going over his life story and everything else and how he's going to be this and that. You did it to him. And then it was so egregious, like the forearm too, like all that was malicious and intentional. And then, and then to have all that fighting and hoop hollering, and he just wouldn't leave the field and just kept going on and on. Like, dude. And then, not to mention what he just, punching Roshan Johnson on the sideline week 2. I ain't forget about any of that. Like, dude. Right. And he did. And there was something else that he did too to another team recently. Like, this dude's a clown. So I'm glad to see this happen. Like, I don't want to say what I really want to say, but you get what I'm saying.
Say it. You have freedom of speech. Say it.
You do. Say it, please.
What? Give the people what they want.
Exactly.
I'll let y'all do the talking for me on that one. I'm done.
Give the people what they want, Jamar.
Jake, bro.
All right.
Give the people what they want. Give us your thoughts, bro.
Man, listen. Coming from playing defense and when I played ball, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna say it was a super dirty hit, but how can you stop going at least like 18 to 20 miles per hour to hit somebody? That's you gonna tear a whole ligament or something.
Part, man. And I'm going there next because
you go tear a ligament, and I'm not gonna say anything bad about what he did because as a defensive player, I posted in a group, not in the group chat, but on the page that It was a defensive talk with Richard Sherman and a former cornerback who played in the NFL. They was like, man, listen. They said being a defensive player in the NFL is like being a black boy in the real world. Everybody is against you. You could touch
Ooh, I
somebody.
like that.
You could hit them this way. You could hit them that way. And at the end of the day, you're the one that's going to get, you know what I'm saying, blamed for everything. So I felt
Right.
that from playing defense in high school and all that stuff. I felt that. So, and I blame the quarterback from Pitt, Kenny. What's his name? Kenny? Yeah, and he did the fake slide and he ran to the touchdown. I blame him because you don't know what these quarterbacks' intention is on the slide. He seen him charging at him from a mile away. He could have slid early. He could have ran out of bounds. But he slid at the same moment when he's coming down on him to tackle. I feel like if he would have came a little bit harder, Trevor Lawrence would have been like knocked out for real. But when he slid, he really used his elbow for safe comfort. He didn't I feel like he didn't go try to kill that man and take his head off, but he slid like with his arm, you know what I'm saying, his arm to brace it. And if you look at the replay, Trevor Lawrence's head bounced off the ground. I understand that, that's cool, but it has to be some rules against the offensive players so defensive players won't be always the root of evil, as you know what I'm saying, since all these new rules in the football, we got this rugby style kickoff now. Look like we playing park football. Then we got, you know what I'm saying? Now you can't do so many things. Like football used to be a malicious sport. We didn't care about nothing else. That's how we grew up. Now it's looking like we playing powder puff football, or we finna start it to a flag football league. So
right,
people, I just feel like it should be more offense to offensive players, because we want to protect all players, not just the offensive players. So I just feel like it shouldn't be all the blame on him. It should be some type of standstill or some type of ground that all this could come together and we could work something out.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. And Jake, I'm with you, bro. It's, as a former linebacker, I sit here and I think about the defensive guys and how, like, man, bro, man, when you said like being a black man in America, bro, that hit home. That got to be that has to be a reel that got to be posted this week. That is so real, bro. It's so real. Really, though. Really. Because no matter what you do, you always wrong. The quarterback is the darling, bro. They always protect it, right? You can't touch. You touch him the wrong way. You sneeze on him the wrong way. It's a flag.
No, for sure.
And then number 2 is the wide receiver. You can't touch neither one of them the wrong way, because if you do, you know what I'm saying, your defense gonna suffer. And so I feel bad for guys like Shazier, because in my mindset, Jake, all he wanted to do was make sure that he was on the ground, to make sure that he tagged him. You got to touch the guy, because if he slide and you don't touch him, then he get up and run and score the touchdown and he's a hero. You see my point? And so he's doing what he got, the defender, to make sure he touched him. And so I feel like people have overreacted to this, seriously overreacted to this because of the previous offenses. And for me, I really didn't see nothing but a football hit. I didn't see nothing but a football hit. I saw a guy that was literally doing what he needed to do as a defensive guy, that wanted to make sure that he made sure that the quarterback was touched, so that he didn't get up and keep running again and be the hero and score a touchdown. That's all I think he was doing. And so for everybody out there that's saying Shazier is a super bad person, this and that, I disagree with you. We can agree to disagree, whatever. I just think the man was doing what he needed to do to make sure that the defender was touched, and from there, doing his job. And he got pissed off, Jake, after that because he was likely, I can imagine, on the field saying, I was just doing my job. I'm just trying to make sure he hit. I'm just trying to make sure he this and that. I'm just trying to make
For
sure
sure.
he'll get up and slide and score the touchdown. What y'all coming at me for? Like, damn, I'm just trying to do my job. And then everybody, and so like Jamar State, this is sunshine. Don't touch sunshine. On top of that, sunshine is the quarterback. So everybody mad at him, but I'm on Team Shazier on this one. I am because I feel like he was doing his job to make sure that this man was on the ground, made sure he was touched so that he didn't get up and keep running again. And I'm glad you mentioned that quarterback from the college level, that fake spike and when it scored a touchdown, because it's just clearly favoritism on the offensive side. And it's just like the guys on defense are just out there. They hung out to dry, as we say. They hung out to dry. And that ain't fair for them. It ain't fair for them. The NFL got to find a way to make it feasible for defenders because they only make it feasible for the guys on the offensive side. And that ain't right. That ain't cool. Make it feasible for both sides and begin to help guys on the defensive side so that they can do their job the proper and effective way without being rude as villains and bad people, aggressive people, dogs, whatever you want to call them. The man got called a dog. The man got called this. The man got called that this week. And I just feel like he was just doing his job. And so, it is what it is on that one. And so, fellas, any more comments on that as we progress to our next NFL reaction, no reaction? All right, gentlemen, let's now move on. Secondly, Jake, this is your Niners, bro. Is it an overreaction to think that after watching the San Francisco 49ers get trounced by the Bills this past week and are now sitting at 5-7, fourth place in the NFC West behind the Arizona Cardinals, LA Rams, and Seattle Seahawks, that this team, even with the injuries they have had, perhaps regret the rapid offseason firing last season, y'all, of the former defensive coordinator Steve Wilks? I don't know if that was personal, Jake, or what it was, but we need to get to that. We need to get an understanding of that because he was just fired randomly, bro, after the Super Bowl. And it was just like, damn, they had a great run. Like, why was he just fired so quickly? Additionally, is it an overreaction that the 49ers should wait to see more from starting quarterback Brock Purdy? If he's still suspect, basically, before they possibly pay him top dollar quarterback money. And so we're going to get into this, Jamar, first with you. Is it an overreaction to think that the 49ers regret their firing of the former defensive coordinator, Steve, because that defense is not the same? And
Actually,
go ahead.
I was going to say, I want to, let's start with the Niners fan. I want to hear this one.
Okay, go ahead, Jake.
All right, man. Listen, the firing of the defensive coordinator, I was shocked as well. But you got to blame somebody when we lose the Super Bowl. I still blame y'all. Y'all know my
Super Bowl, Jake. You made it to the Super Bowl. We Bears fans, we don't know what the hell the Super Bowl looks like.
Listen, I know we ain't seen the Super Bowl since 2005. That's cool, but nah, man. You got to blame somebody when you playing the Chiefs. They paid them refs under the table for some couple of years, but you got to blame somebody. With Brock Purdy, you can pay him, but don't pay him right now, because we pay him right now. Shit, we finna lose 1 million people. We gonna lose Warner. We gonna lose a whole bunch of defensive studs if we don't pay them first. So it's tough. It's like man, we don't pay him, but I feel like Brock Purdy a team guy, so I feel like he'll take a little bare minimum until we get the team right again. But overall, man, I blame Madden. I blame Madden for putting Christian McCaffrey on the cover. We have nothing but injury after injury after injury after injury. Okay, and it's all big players, all star players that has been injured this season. Every star player. Ayuk ACL gone. Christian McCaffrey gone. Trent Williams been in and out. Oh my God. Debo, the fashion person.
Debo, that's huge. Debo being out. Yeah.
Oh my God. It sucks so bad. It's like majority of the year we wasn't even at full strength. So I can't blame that. So, but other than that, man, as a fan, I say we just got to get this together, man. It's gonna be a rough off season because it's gonna be a lot of bad moves we gonna have to make, man, because of money situation. So I can't blame it all on coaching and John Lynch and all them people, man. But it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to see a lot of these people leave this offseason.
Right. The Niners are at a crisis sound.
Hey, money talk, bullshit walks all day long. All day long.
It's facts. It's facts, dog. It's facts. It's facts. It's facts. And so, Jamar, bro, what's your thoughts with this, man? Because, like Jake saying, man, the Niners, they look like they're at a crisis, bro. Oh, it's coming up.
Yeah, no, it's definitely coming up. Like this is it because Purdy's contract. So after this, he got 1 year left, which is 1.1 mil. They've been on the luxury of him being so great, with him being the last pick of the draft, paying him pennies on the dollar. Their window. This is the last year of that window because, like Jake's saying, like it's gonna be a lot of tough decisions. A lot of people that's not gonna be back in that uniform. It's gonna be rough. I don't even know if Kyle Shanahan want to be back next year. I don't know because I'm hearing things about that too. So it's rough. And yeah, that firing of Steve Wilkes, yeah, it was definitely just kind of random. But like you said, like somebody had to be the scapegoat on that. Somebody had to go. Is it fair? No, but it is what it is. That's just how the business works. Yeah, this and yeah, I know injuries and go ahead and throw the Madden curse in there too. It's just been a nightmare. And Greenlaw hasn't even been back yet, right? Because he
didn't play all season.
Yeah, because he's still recovering from that ACL from the Super Bowl.
Achilles.
So
he tore his Achilles.
Yes. Sorry. Yeah. So it's like it's only so much these people can do if if half your team's available. I mean, Jawan Jennings has been the best wide receiver for the 49ers.
Right.
Dog. Pay him.
Yeah. I mean, they went through a whole dance routine with Brandon Ayuk in the whole offseason just for him to play like booty cheeks for like a month and then get hurt for the rest of the year. Like
trash.
And then of course, Deebo Samuel, he's might as well mark him down to miss at least 5 games per year. George Kittle, you might as well mark him down to miss 3 to 5 games a year. Christian McCaffrey is either you're gonna have a good durable year or you're gonna be knocked up with injuries, and that's just one of the years. I mean, even a second string running back, Jordan Mason, he's on IR. So you starting the rookie running back this week. I mean, what can you do? But I would say you're gonna have to play Purdy by default, and that means this team, as you know it, is gonna go bye-bye. So that's that.
Right, and it's very, very interesting to see how the Niners finish out this season, though, Jake. The good news, bro, if you're still win the NFC West. Personally, give a shout out to the Niners, or at least staying relevant, damn it. Because I mean, based off all the injuries they have, whatever, but they 5. The other divisional teams, what? The Rams are what? Jamar 6-6. The Cardinals are what? 7-5 or 6-6, or are they 7-5 in the
I think Seattle 7-5. Rams and Cardinals 6-6, and they're 5-7. So, like you said, it's just toss up.
It's an open door.
Also, that division. Very open though, still, and so we'll see how the Niners progress for the rest of the season. That's a very, very interesting take to see how organizations and teams have a window and how that window could get closed based off of contracts and money. Wow, wow. Thirdly, fellas, is it an overreaction to think that upon the recent play of Atlanta Falcons quarterback Kirk Cousins, that the betting favorite to win an NFC South to actually be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Atlanta Falcons.
Whew. I mean, I don't say it's not an overreaction, but at the same time, this is once again we looking at a toss-up situation. It just happened between
Toss up the
these two teams. But if I'm not mistaken, I believe the Falcons hold the tiebreaker because I think they beat them twice this year. I believe. Quote me.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is looking right back to Mr. Empty Calories, Kirk Cousins. Not Kirk will change, but Mr. Empty Calories basically will, good enough to lose you a game. I mean, we've seen it all the time. But the thing is, like, he has so much talent around him. It's kind of, in order for the Falcons not to go where they need to go, it's like he would have to mess it up for them. And I know his history, when it matters most, it isn't there. But it's like, it's still one of those situations where it's hard to mess up. But this is where we're at. This is where we're at with the Falcons and Kirk Cousins. I mean, last week against the Chargers was a freaking debacle. I don't understand how in the world, like, you were a professional quarterback in this league playing the way that you played. That was a debacle. Like, how? You have Drake London, you have Darnell Mooney, you have Larry McCray, you have Kyle Pitts, you have Bijan freaking Robinson, who was the second coming of whoever else you want to name that's a pretty dang good running back. You have all this talent, even on the defense, and you play like that. You let the Buccaneers, who was pretty much in the grave, like 3 weeks ago, come right back up. So, yeah, it's pretty much the Falcons season is all on Kirk Cousins. Either you win a division or you lose, and it's all going to be because of Kirk Cousins. So.
Yeah, I don't want folks to be running around blaming Raheem Morris, man. A lot of that's just Kirk Cousins throwing pick after pick after pick after pick after pick. Jake, your thoughts, bro?
I never liked the Kirk Cousins. That's my thought. But I always said we should have started the rookie. They should have started the rookie, man, out of Washington.
Penix.
I feel. Yes, Michael Penix. I feel like he has a better release, a quicker release. Kirk Cousins just one of them people that show up and then he'll disappear for a couple of days. You know what I'm saying? So you for a team that's want a fresh restart. No, we're not talking about the Lions, Ian, but for a team that's looking for a fresh start, I feel like Michael Penix should start the rest of the season. That's just me personally. You know what I'm saying? We already seen what Kirk Cousins can do. Let's see what the kid can do. And I mean, what you got to lose?
So you're saying a bench Kirk Cousins in the midst of a NFC South battle that's tight.
Yes, because in these clutch moments and these clutch moments in these clutch games that Kirk Cousins should have showed up, he has disappeared like Casper the Friendly Ghost. So why not give a kid a chance? Okay. When he came in that one game, he was lights out. So why not? And he's been good under pressure the whole season when he was in college. So I mean, why not give him a shot?
Right.
Just saying.
Right. Aaron Jones come up here with nothing else to do with his life, but bragging about the Detroit Lions
You're not even a real fan.
It's stuck, Jamal.
How many teams he got, Jamal?
Might as well say
Let's
all
go.
of them. Might as well
All
say
the
all
teams with the blue, right, Jamal? Like,
Yes, he is the blue bandit,
The Blue Bandit.
and that's
right.
why I feel
And
like
then
he's secretly a
the
Michigan
outline
fan and not an
it was
Ohio State
plus
fan.
the Arizona Cardinals.
That's the only red color team he got
Right, plus
is
the
Ohio
Arizona
State.
Cardinals.
And
Nah,
the
he got the
Cardinals.
Cardinals too, bro. He loved the Cardinals.
You right. You right. We go call man.
And man. And bro. But and he stated too. So so it's the Bears and the Lions. And is that it or
Nah,
oh damn.
nah, heck no. Let me go through this list real quick. Let's see. We have the Steelers. No, he's a Steelers fan now. He's a Texans fan. I'm going through. Give me a second. I'm going through.
Cardinals.
Cardinals, Panthers, Rams.
Eagles.
Cause he got a Rams tattoo on his arm.
Did you say the Lions already?
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see. So,
Well, you mentioned 5 already.
I mentioned 6. I think we got Steelers, we got Texans, we got Cardinals, we got the Lions,
Bears.
we got the
Bears,
Panthers, Rams, because he got that tattoo on his arm. So yeah, he got about 6, at least 6 teams, at least 6.
He talking about this little Kyler Murray.
Hey, don't forget that Rams tat on your arm, and the Texans. You a CJ Stroud guy. You
any team that got Ohio State.
Correct.
Man, and I know, man, that hurt, man, to see your Buckeyes lose last week to Michigan.
Dan Campbell for Coach of the Year.
I mean,
that's gonna be interesting though between him and Mike Tomlin.
Mike Tomlin, Dan Campbell,
you throw Tom McDermott in there too.
They 12-1, bro. They 12-1.
The Philadelphia
This
coach?
man on the 20-yard line,
Now,
bro.
Sirianni
He
gonna kick
went
rocks.
for it on 4th and 1. How could you not get Coach of the Year after doing something like that? The man is a nut job. On 4th and 1 on the 20-yard line, Jamar, he said, we finna break all curses here. We finna break all mindsets of doubt, fear. That man went for it on 4th and 1 at the 20-yard line. That's just crazy. I ain't never seen that, man.
Oh, the Vikings coach for Coach of the Year too.
I ain't never seen that one, man.
It's literally like a
4th and 1
race
on the 20-yard line and literally to go for it. Jake, you got to consider this man for Coach of the Year.
No, I'm not saying you don't, but I'm just saying it's a lot of coaches for Coach of the Year. I give it a good 5, 6 for sure.
Yeah, Dan Gamble.
Good 5 or 6 coaches, or you putting him? You saying you putting him at 5 or 6, or you saying it's about 5?
I'm saying it's in the mix. Yeah, it's 5 or 6. Like the top 5, 6 is to me.
It's tough. It's a tough.
Dan Campbell, tough. Mike Tomlin, the coach of the Vikings,
Kevin O'Connell,
Eagles coach, Washington Commanders coach,
and don't forget the Buffalo Bills coach Sean McDermott.
That's 6. That's to me. To me, them are 6 right there. I don't see nobody, topping that right now.
So, who would you put number 1?
That's the toughest decision. That's the toughest decision. I don't know. It's so like you got the Vikings who you know what I'm saying. You didn't even know they was gonna be breathing as much air right now. Like they one of the top 5 teams in the NFC. You know what I'm saying? So then you go from there. Then you go to Washington, where you got a rookie quarterback who took the lead back storm. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's seen Washington Commanders play like this since Robert Griffin III. You know what I'm saying? So You could go that way. Then shit, you could go that way. Then you got Buffalo. They was like, oh, Buffalo Bills ain't gonna be shit because they lost Stephon Diggs, and they didn't know Stephon Diggs was talking that shit in the locker room and he was messing up the vibe. So you could give him the coach of the year. It's like you could give so many of them the year. It's like who can you really put at number one?
I would. I mean, I would give. It's tough. It's very tough to say. I would give the slight edge to Dan Gamble because the thing is, I feel like if the Lions end up with the 1 seed and or the best record in the league, just because they're the freaking Lions, I would give it to Dan Gamble.
That's tough though, bro. But they labeled them as one of the best teams in the NFC before the season started. And that's why I feel like that edge won't give it to him. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he's a bad coach or anything like that. I'm just saying like give it to one of these Cinderella
right?
teams, huh?
Yeah, because your point of view is based on the Cinderella story, based off of teams that we didn't see coming, just happen to be good out of nowhere.
But it's more of them than, you know what I'm saying? We already knew what the Lions was gonna do.
But
that's what I'm saying though.
But it is like pretty much almost like sheer dominance. They on an 11-game winning streak.
For sure.
Lost since week 2.
We blocking in from the group.
This man said, "Give it to Matt Eberflus." Oh man, no, but I, it's like like last year the Lions like really put the world on notice type deal, but this year it's one of those to where it's
like we here.
Yeah, it's dominance. Like the road to the Super Bowl at this rate is gonna go through the Motor City. Like never in our lives have we ever said those words or even witnessed these things. like he completely turned this organization around in like 3 years. Like
for sure.
It's incredible. So it's like I felt it's just like if they get it done, if he wins out, it's like I can't ignore it. I just can't. That's
I feel it.
But it is this probably is the toughest race out of all like award races by far.
No, I feel it. I feel it, man. I feel it
by far. So, I know
that's the only. But yeah, that's the only reason I was saying the Cinderella team, though, bro. It's like the rest, like is the Lions coach Dan Campbell, and then everybody else is the Cinderella team because they didn't even think they was gonna win 5 games
at all. It is remarkable. That's why you gotta love the NFL. You can go from worst to first in the blink of an eye.
Man.
All right, so I'm assuming Brandon has connection issues. We're gonna keep it moving. All right, the fourth overreaction. So I'm gonna ask you: is it an overreaction to think that Bo Nix, Sean Payton led Denver Broncos could be a dark horse that no one sees coming if this team qualifies for the NFL playoffs? Could they make some upsets if they make the playoffs? Upset a top seed and roll in the playoffs. Is that an overreaction?
Not gonna say it's an overreaction. I get them one game. Just one game. I ain't gonna say they gonna roll the dice in the playoffs. I give them one game. They can knock one team. Just one. That's it. I'm not gonna get their hopes up. I'm not even gonna try to lie. But I could see one good team, one nice team. They could just be like, oh, these the Broncos.
Mm-hmm. Underestimate them.
They ain't nobody for real. We got this rookie quarterback who ain't shit. Like he ain't sold us nothing for real. We finna dog walk these people. Now you look up Denver up by 21. Like, whoa, what just happened? Bruh. But no, I get them one good team, like, cause they still in the wild card race, or they in the who win in their division, to be honest?
That's Kansas City. I mean, they're 8-5 though.
Yeah.
They're
Okay.
So they definitely looking like a perennial wild card team, but that's still like you're saying. They find the right opponent. They probably could. A team that's either banged up or a team that's so high on their high horse, not even like paying attention to them. They can sneak somebody. That their coaching. I mean, Sean Payton. I mean, you could make if we was extending names in this coach of the year, you can make an argument for that. Nobody saw the Broncos being 8-5 right now at all.
At all.
Nobody saw Bo Nix playing as well as he did, because especially how he started the year. The first month was atrocious. After that, all of a sudden, this dude looking like, dang, like okay, this dude looking legit.
Second coming to Drew Brees. Oh,
like for real, throwing a 93-yard touchdown. I'm like, you like okay. But yeah, and their defense is stellar. They got good running back by committee. Cortland Sutton, ever since that Goose Egg game, this dude is balling lights out.
Jaden Daniels, rookie of the year in. Jaden Daniels. Be smooth, man. Be smooth.
It's the race is closed. The gap is closing. That's all I'm gonna say. The gap is closing. So yeah, I don't think it's an overreaction either. All right, let's keep it moving. All right. So he says, lastly, fellas, is it an overreaction to think after the recent field goal misses from Baltimore Ravens kicker Justin Tucker, who was once viewed as the best kicker in the NFL, that the Ravens should, believe it or not, begin to look elsewhere for kicking assistance if this trend continues? Should they look for another kicker?
I mean, I ain't trying to address the elephant in the room, but I ain't gonna point no elbows or nothing, but I mean, you know, everybody time gotta come to an end. Like, man, like I feel like kicker is one of the hardest positions in football to me. Like, you got all this pressure on you for one job. One job, bro. You see what we did? Chicago almost sent it up in that playoff game. Like man, they came to the man's house, okay? they pulled up to the man crib. They was on business. They came to the man crib because he missed the field goal to go, so we could host what, the NFC Championship game? What
Dude,
so
that was the most beautiful double doink ever.
I can imagine if this was a playoff game to take them over the top. You know what I'm saying? They've been knocking at the door, and that kick take him over the top, and he missed.
Do you know how deflating that is?
They go. But they gonna come right to his door, like.
But this is Justin Tucker, though, who like,
hey.
But this is a Hall of Fame kicker. How many times? Ain't too many Hall of Fame kickers I can say. That's a Hall of Fame kicker.
It's not. I mean, I felt the same way when we got rid of Robbie Gould,
and that's a Hall of Fame kicker in my opinion too.
Man, listen, I was so hurt. Like, this is one of the best kickers we had in years, and y'all let him go for what? For what?
And he went to your team, and he was lights out,
booting that bitch. He was booting that bitch. I was just hurt. I was hurt. So maybe he need a new start. Justin Tucker, we accept you because I don't like this dude over here. You can come to Chicago. We changing the culture. All right, you can come bring that Super Bowl mindset over here too. Okay,
in a heartbeat,
man. So, but yeah, man. I mean, again, like I say, kicker is one of the hardest positions in football to me. But shout out to all the kickers. Don't think nobody looking at y'all. We looking at y'all. Shout out to Destroying. I can't wait to see you in the XFL this year for sure. That's my boy.
Hey.
But
I hope he recovered from that neck injury, dog.
Yeah, for so. Because when he made that tackle, I was like,
Yeah,
okay,
dog.
okay.
And the fact that he was living his dream too, because he fought long and hard to be a professional
Hard,
player.
a hard fought battle, man. No, that man, that man get a lot of props for me for so.
Heck
He get a
yeah.
lot of props for me. But yeah, man, shout out to the kickers. But I mean, you gotta look for one now. Like Justin Tucker, like what, 60 years old? Like he old, bro.
Dude,
Like
but I
don't
heard
get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. The oldest kicker that was in the NFL was Sebastian Janikowski. What's up?
whew, that's a throwback. I remember what was it? It was one of them Greg Andersons. It was one of those dudes a
Oh
long time.
yeah.
They was in the league in the 40s too. It was wild. But yeah, man, I get it. It just sucks. I just because I feel like it's just with him. I think it's a mental thing. It's just a mental roadblock. He just got to get out of his own way. Because I mean, he got the leg by far. So
For
so
sure.
yeah. Hopefully, if it does come to that moment, he perseveres and keeps it moving. But I guess until next time on that conversation. All right, that concludes NFL reactions over reactions. All right, we're gonna go to the association real quick. What's on your mind in the NBA? Which I can't wait for the NBA on NBC next year. I cannot wait. Cannot wait.
Hey,
So nostalgic.
that's that's when NBA Jam came out. Bussin'.
Bruh.
Bussin'.
No, I cannot beat that. All right, the association, man. Any conversation within the association you want to talk about?
Can we bring the real rules back? Hand checking and stuff. I'm tired of all this flopping and this and this crowd on this court. It makes me sick. It makes me sick. Can we bring back the real rules? I'm talking about real shit talking on the court. I ain't talking
Correct.
about no. Hey man, you coming to? We going to the bar later? Or we hitting that restaurant after the game? No, I'm talking about. Hey, I don't fuck with your ass right now. Like man, like can we bring that basketball back? I'm just tired. I ain't gonna lie. I'm just tired of. And I don't mind the players making their own decisions. That's cool, but
Yeah.
man, get the people what they want, bro. Y'all taking off 30 games a season. Like, I'm not finna keep paying y'all $300-400 million, and you taking almost half the season off.
Yeah.
Look, it's a business, bro. We gonna get some good games. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna happen, but man, you still got to get the people what they want. It's like bringing a championship home, like you know what I'm saying, a championship home to the you know what I'm saying to your organization. Like the people are paying to come see you. We don't want to see you in your street clothes over there talking about, oh, watch this. Run the play. Why you ain't on the court running the play? Like why you not doing what you supposed to do?
I mean, you're right. And as a consumer, like if I'm paying, dude, perfect example. Last year, dude, one of my friends got me and my son tickets to go to a Bulls game last year. They was playing against Dallas, and I'm
Okay.
like, okay, get to watch Luka. We get there, I ain't hear nothing about no injury report or nothing. We get in there, got nice good seats too, and I'm looking on the court. I'm like, I don't see number 77 out there. And then I had to check my phone. Like, all of a sudden he a late scratch. I'm like, come on, man. Like I came to see Luka. I wanted to see Luka ball, not Tim Hardaway Jr. So I'm like, and for good sakes, you know, the Bulls did blow him out that game. I do remember that. Levine was fine, but it's like if I'm a paying fan, I want to go see the superstars play. I want to see. That's why I'm paying to go to the game. I'm not paying to go to the game to see reserves. And I remember and that was my second ever Bulls game. My first ever Bulls game was years ago, and it just so happened to be where DJ Augustine was the starting point guard at the time because Derrick Rose.
Jesus Christ!
But
Oh
that was
my God.
that was my first opportunity to go to the game. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go because I never been inside the United Center. So, but it's like, man, I've yet to really have an experience where I got to see an actual superstar play in person, and that's what I want. And so I'm pretty sure everybody else with season tickets or just save up enough money for that one time to go to the game, they want to see the superstars play. So yeah, that's the problem.
Facts, man. And all this flopping got to stop. And I'm talking about you, DeMar DeRozan. I seen you, bro. I seen you on the fadeaway. I seen you on the fadeaway on the flop, bro. And my man and Ja got kicked out the game for a second tech. That was foul, bro. Refs, y'all need to do y'all job. Do y'all job. That was not a foul. Ja Morant should not got kicked out that game. I'm just sick, man. If we gonna do all this flopping and throwing bodies, let's throw some real bodies and go back to hand checking.
Man, I do miss the hand checking days. I knew this was coming. I was waiting on on Ian to say something.
Hey man, I'm just saying, Ian, I ain't got no beef against him, bro, but come on, man. I put all the blame. I put all the blame on the refs now. I got you, but the refs got to do their job, man. That wasn't no foul. Wasn't no foul.
Dog. But no, I get it. I do miss where it was like, even though the scoring is a lot higher, and from an entertainment purpose, more scoring means more entertainment, quote unquote. But I do miss how it was like at this point about 25 years ago, to where if the score was like, I don't know, 95 to like 89, but it felt like the quality of a bucket back then was worth so much more. It was harder to get that bucket, and that's what made every point that much more entertaining for me growing up, because the defense was being played.
No, for sure.
So yeah, I miss the physicality back then. Not saying they got to go over the top and fight every game, even though I did enjoy that as a kid, but nevertheless,
man.
But I like the Mamba mindset, the Mamba mentality. That's why I liked Giannis for so long, because he wasn't one of those buddy type guys. He wanted the smoke for everybody, and that's why I appreciated him. And there's only a few others like that, but yeah. But nevertheless, just quick standings. Cleveland still number 1 in the East, followed by Boston. Orlando is right there. It look like the New York Knicks getting together. They're 4th. The Atlanta Hawks have been playing pretty well, and I did watch them and the Lakers last night in League Pass, and
it was ugly.
It was, but overall, that team is playing a lot better this year. So shout out to that.
And all you Laker fans that's on this page and on this channel right now, I don't want to hear none of that. Talking about some man, LeBron just ain't here. I'm not trying to hear none of that, bro. Not trying to hear none of that. All right. Y'all better go call in and tell them go get their shit together. All right.
Yeah.
Just letting y'all know.
We gonna get to their record in a second. The Milwaukee Bucks, they getting it together. They're 500 now. They're 11-11. Miami's 10-10. The Bulls are 10-14. They're 10th in the East. All the way back in the play-in once again. The Wizards are the worst team in basketball right now, 2-18 on the year. So
they need to just get kicked out the league at this point and go play in the G League.
They need to get de-relegated, whatever it's called, and just bring up a G League team for next year. That's what they need to do.
Man,
in the Western Conference, Oklahoma City's number 1, 17-5. Houston, Dallas, and Memphis are tied for second at 15-8. Golden State's 13-9. The Clippers 14-10. And as I go down this thing,
and Kawhi come back in like a week.
Let's hope he stays longer than a week when he comes back.
He should have been retired. Talking about he finna retire. He should have been retired.
Yeah. Because the Lakers right now are 10th in the West. They are 10-11. They are 3-7 in their last 10 games.
Getting blown out by 30.
And the Spurs are one game behind them at 11-12. Sacramento, who has yet to get their footing, they're 11-13. So this is going to be, in my opinion, a 12-man race. And the Pelicans are the worst team in the Western Conference at 5-18. That's a debacle all the way around.
That's crazy.
That is, because we did not expect them to be that low at all. So yeah, that's all I got for the NBA for now. I mean, I do agree with you as far as the physicality. They need to do something with that. The missed games, I'm sick of that too. So, and that's why I don't even pay for that Chicago Sports Network. I'm not even looking forward to go to a game unless I know for sure the other team star gonna be there. So
Watch it on Stream East.
I couldn't remember that. Somebody told me that site a long time ago, and I couldn't remember it anymore. So, man, okay. So So now that I know I have the ability to watch it, now is the fact that do I even want to watch it because of how bad they were. So now I have the decision now. So at least you gave me the decision. So thank you for that. All right.
No, for sure.
We're gonna keep it moving. All right, so notable college football games to watch this weekend. So this is championship weekend. So the Mountain West and the AFC championship games were played last night. I don't know the results of that.
Boise State and Army won.
Boise State won, right? You said and Army?
Yep. And Army.
Man,
Army won 30. Yep. Army won 35-14. And I forgot the score for Boise.
And that means Boise State's definitely in the college football playoff then, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
So I'm curious to see what Gentry does against some top defenses. So I'm looking forward to that.
He going for 150 for sure. Hey, it's just how he hit that hole, bro. He remind me a young Ricky Williams or something, man.
Ooh, dude, Ricky was a dog. Straight
dog
animal.
And he's smaller than Ricky too. That's what I'm like, man. Hey.
Hope he don't get toe up at the next level then. I hope he don't.
You said who?
I said I hope he doesn't get toe up into the next level if he, I guess depending on his stats.
Yeah.
His measurement.
No, he's stocky. He's just like he like 5.
What's he like, a Maurice Jones-Drew?
No, he like 5'7". 5, yeah, like 5'7", 5'6", something like that. And then he just like he built, you know.
So he can take the hits then.
No, for sure.
All right.
He talking about I said we ain't hit the hole, bro. I ain't talking about overall play. Be cool, man. Be cool.
He ain't coming for your neck today, dog.
Man, me and Ian, listen, I love Ian. I could go to war with Ian every day. Me and Ian been on a battle all week. And it's not even about sports. He said, and I had this discussion with a lot of people, and I hope everybody listens. He said the game is a top 3 West Coast artists.
I meant to chime in on that Facebook post.
Everybody give y'all opinion in the group. Put it on the page. And let's see what y'all say. But I love Ian. Me and Ian just been battling all week, man. That's my boy.
Oh man. So David says you can watch the Bulls, Blackhawks, and Sox for free on a regular digital TV on channel 62.2 and 62.3. So I do have an antenna, and here's the thing. So maybe it's where I have the antenna at, or more so the position of my TV. But I did get the channel. But it was showing up as audio only for me. Audio only. So I was listening to the game like it was the radio. I'm like, you know what? I'm not even about to bother no more. But maybe it's my antenna's weak though. But nevertheless, the fact that they can't get their local media rights like situated with Comcast and the rest of these, big name cable providers or whatever for it to be on TV like it should be, like it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Like, you got to jump through extra hoops for a team that's not even winning to go watch them play. Like, why would
Yeah,
anybody want to?
yeah, man. Look, Stream East. I got the app, bro. They showed me everything that's going on: boxing matches, soccer, everything.
Oh man! All right. So to get back to this college football stuff. So the
Oh
Big
yeah,
Ten,
yeah, yeah.
you got Penn State versus Oregon. I
Yes, sir.
mean, we would have saw Ohio State, but anyway, uh, we got Georgia versus Texas in the SEC. In the ACC,
Hey,
you got
Texas owe them a. Texas owe them for sure.
oh, you're right.
They gave them their only loss this season. Texas owed
Right.
Georgia.
You're right, David. You know what? I'm gonna try it again. I'll definitely try it again this weekend just to see. Just to see. Yeah, you're right. Texas do owe them. In the ACC, you got SMU versus Clemson, and
I
whatever.
got SMU. I got SMU for that.
We got Arizona State versus Iowa State, Big 12. And then Miami, Ohio versus Ohio, which means the champion of the MAC will come out of Ohio. Okay.
Oh, that's tough. That's tough.
Yeah, that's wild. So, all right. With that being said, we can get to the fun part here. NFL Week 14 predictions. Now, if you bear with me, I'm gonna get all this together because I definitely did not prep anything, but I got it though. I got us. Oh, maybe I did prep a little bit. I'm surprised. All right. Screen. Wait for it. Wait for it. 3, 2, 1. Bam. All right. All right. So of course Thursday's game, we saw the Lions take down the Packers. Dan Gamble did what he had to do to get the job done, and that's such Dan Gamble like. So all right, so even though the Bears showed 325, I logged into my account, so the Bears going to show anyway. So Bears at 49ers. 49ers our favorite 3.5 at home, 43.5 over under. This might be a little bit conflicting for you, Mr. Niners fan, and also Bears fan, but what are you thinking on this one?
I want to say, can I plead the fifth? Man, my teams are playing. This is rare. They don't always play all the time, but I want to see the Bears offense. That's the only thing I'm really expecting from the Bears. I can't even lie. I just want to see the offense and the play calling for the Chicago Bears. That's it. Our season over, so I'm not expecting too much. I really want to see the play calling. That's all. For my Niners, hey man, listen, we finna go out there, have some fun. We gotta play fundamental football. We missing Trent Williams tomorrow, so that left side gonna be scary. It's gonna be scary.
Over there.
Man, the rookie running back, he decent. I ain't saying he a bad person. He's a phenomenal player. He fits our our prerogative of football, and it's run hard. So I'm still bang 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 Niner gang, man. Even though I still love my Bears, but it's still bang 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 Niner gang.
I feel you on that. So all right, this is where I'm at. So I get it from the Niners side of things. I get it, especially with the rookie running back. Dude, I feel like the way Kyle Shanahan's system is, it don't matter who's that running back because they all going to be productive. Between CMC, between Jordan Mason we saw earlier this year, Gerardo, and then years past between Mostert.
Man.
I'm missing somebody else. Breida, Matt Breida.
Yeah. It's Brandon.
Oh, and he's back.
Boy.
But yeah, nevertheless, Brandon, we are on week 14 NFL predictions. Our first game, Bears 49ers here. And so, but from the Bears side of things, I just want to see how they respond to Thomas Brown. I just want to see. And there's going to be a lot of different energy. Is the play calling still going to be progressing in the right direction that it has been ever since he took over play calling? Is the defense going to actually, come out with some energy and some force? Can they actually stop the run? Because that's what the game comes down to for me. Can the Bears actually stop the running of the 49ers? But the Bears' run defense has been trash this whole year.
Horrendous.
And the Bears defense in general is starting to have chinks in the armor because they always been on the field because they can't stop the run. So therefore, if they can stop the run, if they can get after Brock Purdy with Trent Williams being out, and Montez Sweat can cause some havoc, then I'm taking my team. Regardless, I'm taking my team anyway. But there is a path here for the Bears. They just got to get it done. That's why I'm at.
Right. And Jamal, I'm liking this hosting from you, bro. Keep it going. Yes. He's doing great, isn't he, Jake? He's doing fantastic.
No, for sure.
Doing great, bro. You're doing great, bro. And so, I mean, you can go ahead and ask your side picks. Jake, did you make your pick already?
For sure.
You did.
Okay. Right. Of course. And so for me, for a record standpoint, I'm gonna go with the Bears. Actually, I think the Bears go on the road. There's been this magic of some y'all with coaches in their first game. Bears, as we know, they're not a bad football team, Jamar. Outside of the offensive line issues, the Bears have been in every game. They played every team tough. The best teams they've been in every game. I think the Bears go out tomorrow. I think they pull us out. The Niners are reeling right now, and the Niners are very injury prone. They've been dealing with a lot of stuff. Low key, they've been dealing with a lot of stuff. I got the Bears for this one. Yeah.
And the last thing I'll say before we move on, and to reiterate this point before, yeah, the Bears are 4-8. Yes, they on a 6-game losing streak, but however, they have a positive point differential. They scored 241 points this year, and they gave up 240. They have a positive 1-point differential, which should let you know that they have lost a lot of games they have no business losing.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So moving on. All right, Jags, Titans. Tennessee is favorite 3.5 at home, 40.5 over under. So we're gonna go with Jake, Brandon, and myself. So Jake, who you got on this one?
Sure like the Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, don't get me wrong. Mac Jones is Mac Jones is a great quarterback. But I think Tennessee defense is gonna be too much for him, man. For real.
Dude, the way you said the word great and quarterback in the same sentence with Mac Jones, I'm done, dog.
Hey man, listen. Mac Jones is a great quarterback. I'm not saying he's like amazing. I'm not saying I put him on my team, but as a backup, he's gonna be great. He's gonna be great for sure.
Okay.
He's gonna be great.
Okay. And so they in Tennessee tomorrow, right, Jamar?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, give me the Titans. More experience from the Titans in. They at home. I got the Titans.
All right, I'll make it real simple for y'all. Tennessee on that one. All right, division game. We got Jets and Dolphins. Dolphins at home. Dolphins are favored by 6 at home, 44.5 over under. More than likely, Breece Hall will not be playing in this game. So with that being said, Jake, who you got?
You said the Jets and who?
The Dolphins.
We're going with the Fins, man. We're going with the Fins.
Yeah, I'm with Jake. I'm going with the Fins. The Fins are at home too. The Jets have just been going to man. Talking about a disappointment. Yeah, give me the Fins.
Okay.
Voila.
Yep, know where I'm at. All right, this here should be this here could definitely be an entertaining game.
It is.
You got, huh?
It's interesting. Very interesting game.
Yes, indeed. You got Kirk Cousins returning to the Purple City of Minnesota to play his former team, the Vikings. Vikings are favored by 6 at home, 45.5 over under. Jake, who you got?
I hope them purple people beat the hell out of Kirk Cousins. Put my boy Michael Penix in. We want to see the future of the Falcons, not somebody who always give you a couple games and choke at the end. Put Michael Penix in, man. Vikings.
Sound like a campaign manager.
I mess with Michael Penix. Put Michael Penix in.
For me, fellas, I got. It's interesting because the Vikings. You mentioned Jamal. They are. They had one of the best. They were the best 11. They were the worst 11-5 team in NFL history. They keep squeaking by every week, and I wonder, are they due? Are they due? But then when I look at the Falcons and the play of Kirk Cousins and how they've just been, their stock has plummeted so bad. I got to take the Vikings at home. Give me the Vikings.
I feel it. All right, so this is where I'm at on this one. So like you said, are the Vikings due? Because they looking like frauds to me, but they just still how somehow some way sneak by like they was doing a couple years ago. The Falcons, Kirk Cousins has regressed here in the last at least 3 weeks. He leads the league in interceptions, I believe, with 13. But I also got to go with the intangible part that he's going against his former team. He wants to make a statement. I think he comes out on fire. He might have his old city doing the swag surf. So I got the Falcons on this one for an upset.
Okay.
All right, so moving on. All right. We have one of the best games on the slate. We got the Saints taking their talents to MetLife Stadium to play the Giants. Hint the sarcasm there. The Saints are favored on the road by -5, 40.5 over under. I think Drew Lock is the quarterback for the Giants. I don't know, but anyway, Jake, who you got?
Not the Giants. If they was the little Giants, I have them. But not the Giants, man. We going with the Aints. We going with the Aints.
Well, no, for me they the Saints, Jake. The Saints just been rattled by injuries, bro. They pretty damn explosive offensively. If they got their team, they not as bad. I got the Saints. I think the Saints are due for a big day tomorrow, Jamal.
Yeah, I think so as well. I'm gonna hit this button. Just pointing out that Taysom Hill is out for the year, though. So
damn, he out. Oh. You still got the Saints, but that.
I thought he was about to say, "Wait a minute, man."
Because Taysom Hill 2 weeks ago he was catching the ball, y'all. He was playing tight end. The man was running kickoffs. He was playing running back. He was playing quarterback. He was playing wide receiver, all in one game. Of course, they won, but I mean, damn, he probably out for the year from wear and tear on, playing 5 positions.
Probably, yeah, this dude.
Man, he out for the year, huh, bro?
Yep, he done so.
Damn.
But tis what it is. All right, moving on.
Alvin Kamara's still on that field, right? Alvin Kamara's
absolutely.
still on that field, right?
Yes, yes, indeed.
Yeah, give me the Saints. Yeah.
The AK show. All right. All right, so one of Ian's teams, the Panthers, taking their talents to Philly, Lincoln Financial Stadium. Philly is favored by 14 points, 45.5 over under. I'm pretty sure I know I'm going to hit this button here. I just want to say the Panthers have been playing better as of late. So
Come on, bro. You're taking exactly what's out of my head. Come on, Jamar. I don't know if it's going to be just as easy as people think.
It's not. That 14 is a lot. That's what I'm getting at. 14 points is a lot. I understand the Eagles are 10-2, but I mean Bryce Young and that offense don't look half bad these days. I'm just throwing it out there. But with y'all blessing, I'm gonna hit this button for Cancun. We good?
Whoa.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jake. Go ahead.
Are you picking an upset here?
I'm picking the upset.
Wait a minute. You taking Ian's team?
I'm taking the Panthers, man.
Ooh. If Ian was here, I'd be proud of you.
No, I'm taking the Panthers. They have been looking great, and some of these teams that they've been playing ain't been no pushovers either. So
Yeah,
if they could,
took the Panthers
The
to
Panthers
overtime
are due
last
for
week.
one finally. You think they do for one finally?
Yeah.
It's interesting though, Jamar, because me and Jake had a conversation. It was a couple weeks back about the Panthers and Bryce Young, and predicting that he would come back after a certain time, and he did, and he looks different, bro, since he done came back.
Yeah. He definitely do.
And so it's gonna be, if he keep playing well, Jamar, what do you do with him at the end of the season? What do you do with that quarterback position?
I think you keep him. If he's able to navigate through all this adversity and then toxic environment, you keep that man.
It's gonna be interesting, man. That's gonna be hella interesting. Wow. And so the Panthers, they might have a decision like the Bears did. They might have a decision, bro, for real. We point that out on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. If Bryce Young keep playing good and they go out and win a couple games, it's gonna be a very interesting decision because they're gonna get a high draft pick come April for the Carolina. That's gonna be very interesting.
And you go offensive line, hands down.
Okay, because some people might think quarterback though.
No, you see what he doing. You drafted him to see. I feel like he didn't have when he first came in the league and Carolina drafted him. He didn't have that mindset. He just came in and he didn't know. I feel like he didn't even know the game for real. So them benching him and letting him figure it out. You know what I'm saying? The game's starting to come to him more. You let him play. These last couple games, he almost like almost 50% passing. You know what I'm saying? He ain't, you know what I'm saying? He threw like one or two picks. He been balling. So I feel like you already invested in him. You drafted him. You know what I'm saying? You seeing him play. Now next year he gonna take the lead by storm, and you gonna see the full evolution. You go offensive tackle or something, like get him some protection. As you can see, you get him some time. Hey, he been doing what he do.
Man, that's gonna be interesting. Yep, I hear you, bro. I hear you. That's hella interesting. So I think we hit the Cancun, right, Jamar?
No, he took the Panthers.
Oh, that's right. Damn.
Yep. He was the lone wolf on that one. I respect it. But
yeah.
But moving on, division game. The last time these two teams met, it was a cinematic feature in the snow, and Jameis Winston came out on top against the Steelers. But the Steelers are at home this time. 6.5 point favorite for the Steelers. 43.5 over under. Do Russ and the Steelers get it done, Jake?
Of course, I'm going with Russ and the Steelers, man. Listen, man. They about to win a division. They finna win a division. That's all I can say, man. That's all I can say. Go Pittsburgh.
All right, you got the Steelers for the North. It's gonna be interesting though, Jamar. If the Steelers lose this week and the Ravens win, that's gonna be another tight division, bro. That's gonna be another division that's gonna come down to the final week. And so it's an important game for the Steelers right here. But the thing is that Cleveland did beat them, fellas. And Jameis Winston, he's been just Jameis Winston his whole career. The man go out there for 500 yards last week, Jamar. Then go turn over the ball like it's like 30 going north.
Dude,
the
man threw 6 touchdowns last week. 2 to the other team.
The man could throw the rock, Jake. He could throw the rock. Jameis is such an illusion because if he didn't turn over the ball so much, he would be actually a very good quarterback, a very good one. But he just can't stop with turnovers. It's crazy, man. But like, he can pass that rock though, and every offense he be on, every moving hell up and down the field, like we be moving. And so, wow, Jameis is such an illusion, man. I think though, Jamar, I'm going with the Browns on this one. I think the Browns are due for one. They beat them already. They got some
In
type of
Pittsburgh, though?
yeah. I think they beat him. I think Jameis, he come out and he liked the scoreboard up, bro. I think it's gonna be a fun game, though. It's gonna be a fun game. But I got the Browns.
All right. I get it. Like the Browns, man, they'll push a team to its limits each and every week. They will these days. And I respect Jameis Winston for it because they definitely wasn't getting this production out of Deshaun Watson at all.
Right. And shout out, by the way, Jamar, just really quickly, shout out to Jerry Judy, man. Him, Goku, Goku.
Yep.
And of course Chubb, those three along with Winston, they've been putting up numbers, a lot of them.
He about to get some people paid. That's exactly
Mhm.
and I respect it. So with all that being said, though, I'm taking the Steelers. Steelers do have an outside chance of getting that 1 seed.
Yeah,
They do have an outside chance. And I love to see the resurgence of Russ. I love to see that this whole situation has turned out the way that it has for the Steelers, and also solidifies why Mike Tomlin is Mike Tomlin. So
why he's Mike Tomlin, and why Jake stated he's a serious coach of the year candidate. The man has took 2 quarterbacks, bro, not 1 but 2.
Listen,
That's freaking amazing.
Y'all know why else Russ been doing good this season? He ain't brung up his wife Sierra. Amen.
Oh man.
And so
All right.
Go ahead, Jamar.
All right, with that being said, next game we got the Battle of the Pirates. You got the Raiders taking their challenge to Tampa Bay to play the Bucks. 6.5 point favorite for the Bucks, 46.5 over under in this one. Which Pirate are you taking, Jake?
The Bucks, because the Falcons gonna lose. So the Bucks, because they gonna win the South.
Okay, and for me, I got the Bucks too, bro. I think the Bucks, they head in a different direction. The Raiders, I feel bad for them, man. Y'all know what happened to them on Thanksgiving. Well, not Thanksgiving, Black Friday, excuse me.
Yeah,
and it was crazy. But the Bucks, man, they got Mike Evans back, Jamar. It's a different football team. Give me the Bucks.
Definitely is. So I'm gonna take the Bucks as well. I'm gonna hit this button, but what I will say is the way the Raiders have been looking with Aiden O'Connell back at quarterback, with the way Jacoby Myers has been looking, and Brock Bowers, they can't run the ball worth a darn, but they can definitely pass the ball. And the Buccaneers secondary,
yeah, you're right, bro. They've been getting hella numbers.
Indeed, and this secondary for the Buccaneers is very friendly for them to put up some more numbers. So I'm just throwing it out there, but I'm gonna hit this button.
Shout out to Aiden O'Connell, Purdue Boilermaker.
I guess one time we can say boiler up because there's no other reason.
We're going to talk about the football program. Wait, this had to been the worst team I've ever seen from Purdue. Ever. Bro, they were getting blown out 50-0 every week.
Dude, like it's a wound here. We kind of mentioned it last week, and I was trying to avoid it. Like I think Ian or Jake brought it up last week. I ain't the way they lost to Indiana. I'm cool on it.
66-0.
I can't.
You know they got rid of him this week. You know they got rid of him this week, right?
As they should, and as we should get rid of this topic. I'm not talking about no more Boilermakers right now.
Stick to basketball, baby.
Oh God. All right, division game, which is very important to Jake's fandom with the Niners. You got the Seahawks taking their talents to the desert to play the Cardinals, one of Ian's teams right there. Cardinals are 2.5-point favorites, 44.5 over under. Which bird is winning this game, Jake?
Which bird you got, dog?
Oh man.
Which bird you got, Jake?
He gonna say a tie.
I think he went out. But for me, bro, I got the damn, that's gonna be a hell of a bird battle, right? That's gonna be a hell of a bird fight. That's gonna be a hell of a bird fight. Both of these teams are hungry, Jamar. They both need the division. They both are right in the thick of things. Seattle's been playing great lately, bro. And give me the Seahawks. I got the Seahawks for no. Give me the Cardinals. Because I sit there and think about it. The Cardinals, I've been riding with them. I gotta stay consistent. Give me the Cardinals just for consistency. And they're at home. So give me the Cardinals.
Yeah, fair enough. Jake, you there?
Okay, I'm back.
All right. Which bird you got on this one? Cardinals or Seahawks?
The Seahawks.
Man, this is tough here.
You know it's tough, Jamar, because them NFC West games be tough, don't they?
All of them.
All be close. All
every
of
year. Usually every year it's a fun battle.
I just want to see Leonard Williams get another interception. That man was
he was gone, dog.
He was gone, wasn't he? That was a nice pick, wasn't
it? Yeah, I'm gonna take the Cardinals as well, but I don't have the warm and fuzzies, as I famously say, at all.
Rightfully should, not in that division.
All right, so I promise you this next game here is gonna be entertaining for real. You got the Bills Mafia taking their talents to LA to play the Rams. Bills is favorite 3.5, 49.5 over under. Yeah, and Rams is one of Ian's teams as well. But Jake, who you got?
I'm gonna go with the Bills, man. Bills been lighting the scoreboard up, man, and I don't think nobody talking about them enough. So I'm going Buffalo.
Right.
Fair enough.
Yeah, to solidify that MVP position, in my opinion, is Josh Allen. I think he needs to come out and have a great performance. The Rams defense, they always give up a lot of points. They can score the ball though, so that's always good. So I see why Jamar Chase is fun. It's going to be a fun game. Man, I'm stuck with this one because the Rams are at home. It'd be totally different if it was in Buffalo, but they're at home. Jamar, who you got? Yeah, because I'm stuck on this one, bro.
And I get it. I'm gonna go with the home team, and I know I've been like betting against the Bills for a while, and they've been making me like, eat my own words. I'm glad I ain't putting no real money on that, but it's just more so for the standpoint to where like the Rams are one of those teams to where you don't want to play in the playoffs. You don't. They got too much firepower.
Mm-hmm.
And they got championship level coaching. They have championship level pedigree. That team there. I don't. As long as Matthew Stafford can stay upright, they can win this game. I got the Rams.
Right. I'm leaning towards the Rams in this case as well. After I heard what you stated, and I can see the reasons. No, Jamar, give me the Bills. I love you. You my bro. Give me the Bills, but the reason why I'm gonna go with the Bills is because, Jake, we don't give them enough credit, and they put up so many points. They're just. I'm stuck. I still want to pick. Lord. I gotta pick somebody, right, Jamar?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Give me the Rams at home.
I feel like I should just. You sure? I feel like I should leave it blank.
No, that's my final. That's my final pick, bro. Just give me the Rams at home. They're at home. They're a special team at home. They can play football at home. So, give me the Rams at home.
All right. moving on real quick. Sunday Night Football. You got Jim Harbaugh. Yeah, Jim Harbaugh and Andy Reid. Chargers going to Arrowhead. Chiefs are favored by 42.5 over under. Do you have the Chiefs, quote unquote, or the Chargers, Jake?
I don't even like them for real, but if they gonna cheat, they gonna cheat. But I want the Chargers to win, so I'm gonna roll with the Chargers.
All right.
I got the as you mentioned, Jamar, the cheats. Yeah, I think the cheats find a way to not cheat.
To cheat.
No, not cheat.
To cheat.
And get it done as they do in a very close fashion. Not a pretty fashion, Jake. But I can't bat against Patrick Mahomes, bro. So
we know because the refs paying. Hey,
so,
you can't because the refs.
It's always better to just go with Patrick. So I got Pat.
I mean, listen, I understand when you a betting man, you gotta go where they gonna put their money at. So,
Yeah, man, it's very anxious. So, yeah, Jamar, what about you, bro? That's gonna be a good game. I feel like tomorrow because that first game was a great one. First game.
I'm gonna do something.
The Chiefs should have lost. They should have lost, but they found a way.
I'm gonna do something a little different. I'm gonna take the Chargers. The Chargers. The left tackle spot for the Chiefs is so atrocious, and the pass rush for the Chargers is so dominant. I think the game is lost and won in the battle of the trenches on this one. Give me the Chargers.
Okay.
All right. Last game on the slate. Man, this is a prime time affair. We got Cincinnati taking their talents to Dallas to play the Cowboys. Cincinnati is favored by 5.5 on the road, which is wild. 49.5 over under. If the Bengals had an 8-4 record, Joe Burrow would be in consideration for MVP. But nevertheless, Jake, who you got?
The Bengals, not them cowgirls. What y'all thought?
Hey.
It's interesting. Now, Jamar, this is Monday or Thursday?
Monday.
Okay. By the way, who playing next Thursday? Just quickly. But with the Bengals and the Cowboys, bro. The Bengals feel so bad for them, right? I feel so bad for Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase. They both putting up historical numbers. Man, balling every week. Just their defense is all-time bad. The Cowboys, however, Jake, have you been watching them, bro? They've been on the road lately. They beat the Giants last week, and they beat the Commanders, I think, the previous week.
They did.
They beat the Commanders on some flukes, but that's no hit, no.
And so, McCall Parsons, he stated, man, on Thanksgiving, he said, I think we got a run in this. And so it's interesting. They are in the Big D. And the Bengals, they defense, they giving up 41 every week to teams. At least 30. So are the Cowboys, even with a backup quarterback, Jamar, due for a big offensive day tomorrow? It's very well possible with the weapons they have. I mean, I know the quarterback ain't much, but he's been playing pretty decent for the last couple of weeks. I got the Cowboys at home. I got the Cowboys
Cooper Rush been better than Dak since almost 2 years. When Dak got injured, Cooper Rush led them to 6-0, 5-0. Man, Dak is the problem. I don't know why y'all people believed in that, man. Dak was the issue.
No, I don't think it's Dak. I think it's Jerry.
That old white man too. Man, listen.
I think it's Jake. Dak pretty consistent, man. But you could say it's both. But Jamar, who you got, bro? Because I think this is a very hard game if you really think about it.
It is. There's a reason why the over-under is 49.5. That means a lot of points going to be scored. It should be scored in this game. I'm gonna take the team with the better quarterback in Cincinnati, but I don't have the warm and fuzzies. That 5.5. I don't know about that one.
Mm-hmm.
And then Thursday's game, we got the Rams going up the coast to play the Niners. Whew.
That's another NFC West game.
Yeah, so Brandon, I'm gonna ask who you got because I already know who Jake got in that one.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's gonna be so interesting though. Like if the Rams are 7-6 and the Niners are 6-7, right? You know, it could just be, or the Rams are 6-7 and the Niners are 5-8. It's gonna be a big game regardless.
Correct.
And so I got the Rams.
I think I'm gonna go
Bang,
Rams
bang,
as
bang,
well,
Niner game.
but I
In the
don't have
words
the
of
warm
E40.
fuzzies.
I don't have
All
them
right.
either, but
Bang, 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 Niner game. In the words of E40.
All right. So with that being said, Brandon, I'm gonna let you host. I need to be back in about 2 minutes.
all right. And so we won't have Ian's basement this morning, but we must ask for you to support this scream. You know, Jake, hypothetically, one day, bro, we look up and we 50 years old. We'll be able to always look at the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, our kids, etc. Right? And you know, Lord willingly, we 50 years old and we all still talking sports, right? I don't care where I am in the world, we all still talking sports, right? Support this scream. We need your support. And the only way we continue to do what we do is we need your help. And so support this scream. And so if you are able, take your phone, click on the QR code. It'll take you to Venmo. And from there, you can support our scream. We would appreciate the blessing, as we say in the church. We would appreciate it. We would appreciate the love so we can continue to have our fun and talk sports as we do every Saturday morning. It's a passion of ours. It's something we love to do. And we ask him from the help from you. And so we thank you all in advance for what you will do. And we appreciate you. And so on behalf of the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, we thank you all in advance. And so, Jake, bro, as we head into the weekend, any final thoughts or shout outs as we head into this weekend, bro?
Final thoughts and shout outs. Well, it's always shout out to everybody who tuned in to the show. You know,
Sure.
it's just blessed to, that y'all enjoy us acting a fool on this, streaming site, talking sports, and we love the love and support. I always shout out to you because y'all don't have to be up this early this morning, or y'all watch it when everything is said and done. It's still major respect for y'all.
Yes, sir.
Final. I'm gonna reiterate what I said for the NBA. Let's bring back hand checking. Let's find people for missing games. Like if they we know they healthy and they don't want to go, just they don't want to play because they don't want to play. We let's find them $20,000-$50,000. Like something got to be done. I'm not liking the bet. I'm not liking this new NBA. It reminds me of playground basketball that you just get your five in, or you pick anybody that's on the court or who want to play, and all this. Yeah, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. Let's bring real basketball back, man.
Okay.
And can we get some new referees? These old referees that's in these sports has to go. I don't care if they getting paid under the table. I don't care if they got 10 years of experience. They keep missing these calls, and I'm not liking it. I'm not liking it, or they call the wrong call. They need to something. I need another ear from New York or somebody else, because these fouls, these plays on the football field everywhere, like it's real bad. It's real bad. I haven't seen this much bad calling in so long. It sucks, and it's ruining the sport. And as consumers in the world, yeah, we gonna watch it because it's sports, but y'all need to fix the issue for sure.
Okay. Yeah. I hear you, bro. Definitely on the referees. That's an interesting one because it has been a lot of terrible refereeing. It's been a trend lately. Jamar, bro, any final thoughts, shout outs we head into the weekend?
Yeah, I'm very intrigued to see how this new college football playoff format is going to get finalized here with all the games this weekend coming up, and how they're going to do everything. I mean, we always talked about before with the BCS, like this system is rigged with this computer system. Then they go to the 14 playoff, like it's cool, but it's not enough teams. There's too many teams that's being left out. Now it's 12. Now let's see exactly how they're gonna do this. I'm intrigued. I just want to see how this
Alabama,
thing plays
as
out,
example of Miami right now.
which
I always
is
thought
insane.
I always thought they should have I always thought they should say or have it as all the conferences battle it out. Like every champion of the like the NCAA tournament. Except not every conference, just the top major conferences. Every champion of each conference, have a playoff run to be the actual national champion of college football. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
So you're saying stop the favoritism of specific conferences versus
yeah. So
yeah,
like,
because the SEC, right, the creme de la creme, they get a lot of favoritism, right?
And they do.
They get a lot.
so all I'm saying is when championship week come, every team that won the championship should be in the playoffs, and everybody
Oh,
battle it out for the national championship.
so let me ask you this, Jake. If you are 25th ranked, right, and you're not a top team like Alabama or some number 12, 13, something like that, but you in your conference championship and you maybe 7-4, 8-4, I don't know, something like that, and your other team is 10-2, 11-1, likely in the college football playoff rankings at that moment in the championship game that week. If that 8-4 team win, you saying they get an automatic bid, right, to the playoff?
Yeah, yeah,
I like that. I like that because it'll create a lot of drama, but it'll end a lot of drama too because
yeah,
it'll end a lot of debates. Oh, Alabama played this team. They played them on the road. They lost by 3 points.
yeah.
You know,
Some of these mid-conference teams be having some players. I feel like when you play college basketball. When you play college sports in general, you know what I'm saying. The thing is to get all these kids noticed. Like I like how the NCAA football got the Division two championships, and you see all those teams actually battle out in the playoffs. It's always the BCS teams, these top teams that the committee and all they always be picky and be like, I don't think they make it, but they can have a 10-2 season and won the championship. And they like, you know what? I don't want to see them because they lost to this team, or you know what I'm saying. All these sponsors paying this money for this team to come be in the playoffs and so they can win the. I'm sick of all that. So they should just leave it to whoever win a conference championship. They are automatically in, and everybody battle it out like a Royal Rumble.
mm, yeah, that'll be fun. That'll be real fun. And so, to hit on the final thought for myself, the NBA. Man, the Lakers. Just curious, y'all. I know I missed the NBA combo, but what's going on with them? They've been getting blew out,
Dumpster.
and yeah, it's like a dumpster fire. It's finna hit hard, and it's coming. That wind is finna blow. It's finna come. And so, like LeBron, is it the end now? Finally, Jamar, are we seeing the last days of LeBron? Like, are we seeing it, bro? Because it ain't competitive no more. It's like I don't know. Maybe these kids are too fast for him now, or you know, what? It's just not competitive. Or maybe it's the roster. I don't know, etc. But the Lakers definitely started out good, and now they look awful now. And so, gonna be very, very interesting to see what happened with them. On the other hand, just the NCAA, Man, we're gonna see it. But check out all the conference championship games, man. It's a wonderful Saturday. It's gonna be great games. It's championship weekend. It's gonna be great games. We know that. And so it's gonna be very interesting to see what happened with a lot of these games. And to see fellas what happened come this week when the playoff is announced. When the playoff is announced, Jamar, that's when next Saturday gonna be lit as hell because it's gonna be some teams that ain't make it that probably should have made it. And so it's gonna be crazy, man. So with that being said, world, we thank you all for joining us this morning on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. My apologies for the bandwidth issue here. But we thank you all for chopping it up with us this morning. Continue to chop it up with us and support our podcast on various platforms. And if you would love to talk sports with us on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, we are here and we'd love to do so with you. Your love, support is truly appreciated. And we hope you all have a blessed and safe weekend.